Well, midweek blessings to you, Pacific Beach Presbyterian Church brothers and sisters. It's Pastor Bill. It's Thursday, January 6th, and as you can see, I'm offering this midweek message from within our sanctuary again, although you might recognize that some things behind me look different than they did last week. We're doing the work to take down the decorations from the Advent and Christmas seasons, and I'm already missing the beauty and decorations of how this sanctuary looked during this last season. I want to say a special thanks to Rubyanna Staunton, who has such great vision around the transformation and visuals and decorations for this sanctuary throughout the holiday seasons, and to Chris Woodruff and many others who have put in a lot of hours to do the physical work to set up and then take down the special decorations from this season. If you've been a part of that team, thanks for your work and your good vision. This week also represents a transition out of the holiday vacation season and back into work or school for many of us and for our families. And so a quick story around that. This last Monday at the very close of the holiday break season, Molly and I had the fun opportunity to take our sons, Ben and Will, to Legoland. We stayed at the Legoland Hotel on Sunday night and then jumped into the park on Monday morning. It was a great day, tons of fun, right up until the end of the day when our youngest son, Will, said that he was starting to feel sick to his stomach. He had a stirring in his gut. It was nausea, and it started to lead to a closing or soreness in his throat, and we thought, uh-oh, we better get him out of here and get us out of here and get him to a place where we can figure out what it is that's making him feel so terrible. So Molly, who's a great mom and a great nurse, got him to urgent care close by, and over several hours, and then with the test results that followed, they determined that he is strep throat negative, he is COVID negative. He really just needed some time to rest and recuperate, and by the next day, he was feeling much better. One of the reasons I bring this up is because the experience that Will had of that stirring physically in his gut reminds me a lot of what we're going to be talking about in this coming Sunday's sermon. We started last week a new sermon series for the new year called Your New Year Wardrobe. And we're looking at a set of words that the Apostle Paul offered in the New Testament in his letter to the church in Colossia, in Colossians chapter 3, verses 12 to 14. And what he talked about last week was the word kindness, and this week we're going to look at the first word in his list of New Year wardrobe items, which is the word compassion. Compassion in the Latin is a compound of com, meaning with, and passion, which often refers to suffering. It is a suffering with someone else. In the Greek, it's the word splanchnon. How's that for a word? Splanchnon refers to this gut feeling, a stirring in our gut that we experience when we see somebody else in suffering. One Bible dictionary talks about it as a yearning in our bowels. Ooh, that's serious, splanchnon. Well, the noun splanchnon should give way in its truest form to the verb splanchnizomahi, which means an action based on our compassion. So the truest form of compassion is not just the feeling of splanchnon, but it's seeing somebody else in suffering and then being so moved in our spirit by their suffering that we splanchnizomahi. We choose to show compassion by acting on the other person's behalf. So that's compassion. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that in this Sunday's sermon. And so I hope that you'll continue to join us in worship, not just this Sunday, but also throughout the entire season as we go through this series on our New Year wardrobe together. Speaking of this Sunday and next Sunday and our worship services, some of you may have heard that a few of our staff members and a few of our music leaders and AV team folks have tested positive for COVID. And so what we want to do for the protection of this congregation and for the opportunity to let this wave of the Omicron variant of the COVID virus just to kind of pass through, which we hope it will quickly, we are going to take a break from in-person worship here in the sanctuary for this Sunday, January 9th, and next Sunday, January 16th. We're going to offer those services online, and so you can check into to a variety of sources to watch worship and continue in this season and in this sermon series through worship that way. Our hope and our plan at this point is to return to in-person worship on Sunday, January 23rd. So stay tuned as communication continues to come out about that schedule. For this Sunday and for the 16th, the ways that you can connect in to our worship services online are at our website at pbpress.org/online-worship. That's there on your screen, so you can reference that website address. You can also find them on our Facebook and our Vimeo pages if you have access to those. Or Lisa, our office manager, is going to be sending out email with the link to those online worship services for anyone who is registered by email to receive those kinds of messages. If you're not sure if you're registered to get those links and those emails from Lisa, and you want to make sure that you get those links so you can get access to the worship service, I encourage you to send an email message or a text message to Lisa if you have her phone number from the directory. Her email address is lisa@pb for Pacific Beach, press for Presbyterian.org. Now, again, we're doing this because we want to protect you, we want to love our neighbors, one another, and we want to make sure that everybody can feel as safe and comfortable and continue to be as engaged as possible in our worship experience. So God's blessings to you as this Sunday approaches. May God's Spirit keep you healthy and protected from any of the illnesses that swirl around so often during this season of the year. One last item for this week's midweek message. For those of you who were here this last Sunday or had the chance online to hear Steve Ritz's message about the Life Pack donations, we are going to be assembling those little baggies of life packs, goodies that can be handed out to folks in need who are out on the street, or you may pass by as you're driving around in the community. You can still make the donations of the goods for those life packs anytime between now and Sunday the 23rd by bringing those items into the office. We have the collection bin, this one right here, that's going to be made available to you. And so we'd love to have those donations. Hopefully you've seen on the screen some of the items that you can donate for the life packs. If you don't have keys to the office to drop donations off in the office, please just call ahead to make sure that somebody's going to be here in the office to let you in so that we can receive those donated goods from you and get ready to assemble those life packs together after our in-person worship service on the 23rd of January. Excited about that. Thanks in advance for those of you who are planning to make donations. Thanks to those of you who have made donations already. And we're hoping that that'll be a practical way to show kindness and compassion, to clothe ourselves in this New Year wardrobe, as Paul has suggested that we do in God's word for us. Brothers and sisters, I will miss seeing you in person this coming Sunday, but look forward to sharing online worship with you. Lord willing, we'll be back again together on the 23rd. And I hope that God's blessings are with you in the meantime. Have a great week. Bye-bye.